So I've opened Mint Studio and I've created a new document, chosen the stamp size that I want to work with. Now if you go over here, you'll see you can choose your text, you can choose shapes, you can add a border, and if you hover over it, it will bring a little pop-up telling you what each item is. This is the Silhouette Library where you can choose images to work with. The Mint comes with a 1-month free trial version so that you can get to work right away and use some of these images. But for now we're going to create, let's close this out, we're going to create a hello there stamp. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So I go ahead to my text tool and I click. And now over here is where you choose what font you want. And it uses all of the fonts from your computer. So any font available on your computer you can use. So let's go ahead, now that we have our font chosen, go ahead and type hello. And you can click on this and move it around. You can resize it by grabbing the little boxes on the corners. You can rotate it using the little green dot. Now I'm going to go ahead and type in there, and we'll use a different font for this. And again, I'll go ahead and resize it. Yep. Now if you want to select two items, hold down the Shift key and click on one and then the other, and that will select both items. Once you have them both selected, you can resize or move them where you want them. And of course that's for Windows. So now we're going to go ahead and fill in these blank areas with a shape. I'm going to go ahead and use the heart. So I just click and drag to create it the size I want it, and then I can move it, I can rotate it and get it however I want it to fit in this space. If you want to duplicate it, hit Control C and that will create a copy, and then you hit Control V and that will paste it. Alright, and that's our stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and send this to the Mint. And if you see, it mirrors it automatically for you. And then you would just click Start Mint. And one other thing before I go ahead and print to the Mint, I want to show you how to import your own images. I created this one in Illustrator and I exported it as a PNG. To use it in the Mint, you're going to go to File, Open. And then you're going to locate it wherever you save the document. If you can't find it, you may have to choose the file type. So it opens it in a new window, in a new stamp file. So I just hit, well, I'm going to resize it, and then you're going to hit Control C to copy it. Go to the file that you want to add it to, and then just hit Control V. And now I can reposition it, I can fit it the way I want it, get it a nice custom stamp using an image that I've created. And again, you can use any image. Just keep in mind, you know, this is a stamp, so think about how it's going to look as a stamp. And that's it. That's how you import your own custom image. Okay, so I just sent my stamp to the Mint. You can tell by the flashing light on the unit. My unit is plugged in with a USB into my computer and then also into the outlet. So now I'm going to go ahead and insert my little template into the back of the machine. And because I already hit Send to Mint on my computer, you just go ahead and click Start Mint, and it's gonna print my stamp design. as that's printing, I'm going to go ahead and put the pad onto the ink, into the stamp block. And there's my stamp. Now, as you can see, it's a mirror image. That way when we stamp, we're good to go. So now we need to get the stamp out of this little cardboard packaging. So when you're doing this, if you notice that your stamp has like this film over it, leave it there. It's supposed to be there. Take this off and carefully pull your stamp out. So there is my Hello There stamp with a couple of little hearts. Now we're going to put it onto the stamp block. There's a little film, so take that off. And then this is sticky, so you're just going to put that there. So now we have our stamp, and the next step is to actually add the mint ink. This is a self-inking stamp, and you can use it, I believe it says up to 50 times. Don't quote me on that, I'd have to look. So once you take the cap off, you go ahead and you immediately stamp and you're good to go. But in order to make that happen, we actually have to get the ink in there. So let's go with, I'm gonna go with black for the Hello There. Nice graphic stamp. So you go ahead and just ink it up. Now you can use two colors. You just want to be careful, like right here my hello is really close to the there. So it would be a bit hard to do two colors without them intermingling. So if you're going to do two colors, just make sure you keep enough space between the two designs. So just go ahead and ink. Okay, black is done. Let's do a couple of different color hearts. We're going to do red for the big one. All right, so now we're gonna let this set aside. It's gonna sink in for about 10 minutes. You want the pad to absorb the ink. So in 10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll stamp off any excess ink, and then we'll be good to go to use the stamp. Okay, so this stamp is ready to be used. It's been sitting here for about 10 minutes, which should have given it enough time to let the ink get absorbed. So now we're just gonna go ahead and stamp away. The first stamp is gonna try to get off some of the excess. See how it's a little messy, but we're gonna keep going until it starts to get cleaner. And now I have a great custom stamp that I can use over and over again. And at any point this starts to lose ink, you just re-ink it and start all over again. This does come off if you remember. So you can take this off and you can buy new stamp kits. So you can make as many stamps as you want with your handy dandy little mint machine. So the last thing we gotta do, so that we know what stamp this is when the cover's on, they give you these, they provide you with these little stickers. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a stamp. Put my cover on. And put this right here. And how cute is that? So that's how you use a mint machine. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them for you. And that's it. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I'll see you again soon.